This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Well, Arkansas football at least got some positive news yesterday. Landon Jackson coming back. I know we've talked a little bit about Rocket Sanders into the portal, but what did you think about Landon's decision to return to Fayetteville, Tom?
Well, we had been kind of hearing that might have been his move, and I would think of all the guys on the team, he ranks in your top handful that you would want to have back because, he showed it in the Alabama game. And, honestly, after that game, you thought, wow, man, after a game like that against a, premier team, and they were struggling on the O-line a little bit at that time, that, he probably would think it was time to go pro. But, hey, I know that he really likes Deke Adams. A lot of these guys on the D-line really like their position coach. And maybe he feels like another year of seasoning will lead to a better pro situation because he's really got the prototype body at 6'7", and he gained that weight to get up to 280. He's a team captain. So there's a lot of positives. Perhaps his influence and guidance can help other guys make decisions and be better players next year as well.
Tom, he was one of the guys, and by the way, we're talking with Tom Murphy on the McClarty-Daniel Hotline, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. He was one of the guys you got out of the transfer portal a couple of years ago, and I know this year you've lost some key pieces already, most notably Rocket Sanders. Maybe KJ is one of those guys in the future, but when you look at when this thing started compared to where it is now, would you say Arkansas has had more of a net positive in enrollees than they have departures with the transfer portal?
Well, we've only got a few years of this of data to look at, but man, there's been a whole bunch. Yeah, I would say that the number of impact guys they've brought in has certainly equaled or exceeded the losses. And even though you don't want to minimize some of the guys like losing Jalen Catalon hurt, last year's team. Talking about I guess it would be this year's team. They've lost other guys who have been big-time contributors. But to think that you've got a Drew Sanders out of the portal, and then Jordan Dominic only here last year, he had a huge year for sacks. They got good value out of John Morgan and Tank Booker and a lot of other guys. Jaden Hazelwood was a huge addition, Matt Landers. There's a long list of guys who have been impact transfers, and I don't think there's quite as long a list of dudes that they've lost.
Tom Murphy with us on the McClarty-Daniel Hotline. We were discussing earlier just kind of the radio silence with KJ. What does it mean? What's your take on the fact that neither side, the school or KJ, said much about the portal and his future? What's your reading of the tea leaves here?
I got to say, a few days ago, I was really cogitating on what could be at play here. And now I'm just it's like going to Hawaii, man. At some point, you just kind of chill and, you go with Hawaii time. And so now it's KJ time. But I do think that he's probably weighing, first of all, whether to go pro or not. What will my evaluation be? How much money would I make, long term? And then if you can balance that out by making another year of, just say the going price, as Matt Rule pointed out, might be $1 million to $2 million. If he can make somewhere in that range next year, is that more than he could make as a pro? And how much more would he enjoy that? Because you are a big man on campus. And just as Chuck was saying when I came on the air, it's a different thing, man. The camaraderie you have in your college locker room, what it means to be on campus. It's a different level than in the NFL when, you walk out of that locker room, you're basically on your own. You can hang with some of your buddies, but it's a different deal altogether. And so those are the things weighing on KJ. And he's from Mississippi, man. It's like pouring out the molasses. It goes a little bit slower, man, when you're in Mississippi.
Yeah. Tom, Arkansas introduced the Arkansas Edge NIL collective that's fan-funded, crowdsourced, however you want to label it. Have you heard anything from the initial week or two here that this is, I guess it's been just over a week now, it was last Tuesday, kind of what the early returns are on this and if fans are buying in and getting involved?
I have not checked with UA officials on what it's like, but we did see Hunter Yurachek posting the day after. It was a great first day and all. They needed to kind of drum up that positivity and that momentum, because that's what players are looking at. How much money is in your collective? What slice could I get, and things like that. So that is worth looking into. And I was asked by a lot of different radio guys I've gone on to, the opposing team throughout the course of this year, where does Arkansas stand in NIL? And I never looked, super deep into it, but I would always say, I think they're fine. They got the Walton money and the Tyson money and, the Hunts up here. And but I think they were slotted about where their revenues are in the league, which is, somewhere around the 9 or 10 range. And I think they needed to kind of spark that up. And I don't know if they can, even approach the Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia type levels, but certainly they needed to create some momentum regarding their NIL. And I think they've done that some, but I would have to dig in a little deeper.
BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.